Hey guys, welcome here to the Cubic F1 channel. I'm your host, simao, baptista, and today we're going to be talking about F1, some F1 news. I'm a big F1 fan, so I've decided to start up this channel. Start from nothing. I think we've got like 4 subscribers right now. You know, I want to grow this channel. I want to make it to a big channel. Hopefully get 100 soon. Hopefully, I'm saying hopefully. With my editing skills, hopefully, yeah. They're not too good, but they're decent. So anyways, I just want to say thank you all for clicking on this video, and please make sure you like and subscribe, and let's just go into the video. So today we're going to be talking about a hot topic, George Russell. Yeah, you all know, and you all probably have heard about him. If you're an F1 fan, you've got to know who he is. He's a really great talent. If I have to choose between him, Lando Norris, that's a tough one because I really don't know which one I'll choose. You know, they're both really good talents, and today we're going to be focusing on George Russell. Now, the reason I'm focusing on George Russell today is because I just wanted to, do a clear video into today about Cubic F1. You know, I don't want to always talk about my favorite team, which is Red Bull, my favorite driver. I don't want to always be talking about that. I want to mix it up. So I'm going to be mixing up most of the times. I'm not going to be talking too much about Red Bull. I'm going to do some videos of Red Bull depending on what. So I'll leave all my social media links down below. You know, guys, just enjoy me talking about, F1. This is Cubic F1, and let's go into it. So, George Russell. Will he be in a Mercedes seat for 2020? We do not know yet, but I just want Toto to flip and announce it because I have been waiting, I've been biting my nails, and I still haven't heard anything about him. Honestly, like, I've seen a bunch of news on the F1 app about him, and I think George deserves it. His qualifying is a lot better than Bottas. Like, honestly, I think if you put George Russell in a Mercedes car, he could. That's my personal opinion. I think he could battle Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. But that's my personal opinion. I don't know. I don't know if he could do that, but it would be interesting if he could. It'd be very interesting because if he could battle Max Verstappen and battle also Lewis Hamilton for that championship, then that would be amazing to watch. You know, that means you have 3 drivers for that championship. That would be sick. Honestly, I wish that would happen. Because honestly, I'm just biting my nails, hoping George Russell will go to Mercedes. Because honestly, I don't know what Toto wants to do with him. Because right now he's at Williams. And honestly, Williams is not a team that I think any driver wants to be at for too long. Williams is a team where you get like a potential rookie, like a rookie driver. It's basically like cars, you get a rookie driver. Williams ain't a big team. They haven't been for years. Like the last time they won something was like in the 2000s, and that 2001, 2002, if I'm right, I'm not too sure. But Williams are not a top team, and I don't think any driver in F1 wants to stay there for too long. And that's my personal opinion. I think if you're an F1 driver, you do not want to be there for too long. That's my personal opinion. I think as an F1 driver, you want to stay there for maximum like 2 to 3 years. Like honestly, just to develop and actually become a good driver. I think after those years, I think you want to be gone. You don't want to stay there. And honestly, Williams has had George Russell for some time, and I think, something just telling me that he's like, if he stays at that Williams too much, he's gonna get twitchy, and he's definitely gonna move. If Mercedes don't take him back, he's gonna go to another team. Sorry about that, another team, because I know that Mercedes won him in their seat, but at the same time they got Valtteri Bottas. Personally for me, if it was me deciding that, I would say Valtteri Bottas, you're out, Russell in. Honestly, Bottas is not, I don't think anymore. I don't think he's a, world-class driver anymore. He used to be a good, like, second driver, but I don't think anymore he can, like, fight Lewis for those podiums. I don't think he can ever get a world champion. He can never be world champion. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he can, and I don't think it will happen. But, only the future can tell. But I don't actually think he can make it. Even if he stays in F1, I highly doubt we'll see him hold, the world championship in his hands in a few years. But yeah, I really want a good team to get Russell. If Mercedes don't put him back into their team in 2022, I just want to see a midfield team get Russell, and that is just my personal opinion. Like if a midfield team was to get Russell, I'll be happy, honestly. Like if he went to Alfa Romeo or McLaren, that would be good seeing at McLaren. Lando Norris and George Russell, that would be a good one. But it's very unlikely because they've got Daniel Ricciardo, so I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So personally, I think let's compare the two drivers, okay? We're gonna be comparing Valtteri Bottas and George Russell. Now, it's hard to compare them both because one's in a championship winning car and one's in a crappy car that isn't doing it's a car that does decent, but it's not the best car in the world. It's not a car you want to be in for the rest of your Formula One career. So I'm going to be honest, if Valtteri Bottas and George Russell switched roles and George Russell went to a Mercedes car, he could honestly do a lot better than Valtteri Bottas has done this season so far. I honestly think George Russell still has a lot to prove, and if you put him in an F1 car, like a really good F1 car, I know he's in an F1 car right now, but if you put him in a world championship winning car, like he will do amazing. He'll beat all the odds. That honestly, as much as I love Max Verstappen, which is a great driver by the way, he's a talent that you don't see too much nowadays. He's a talent that comes like one in a million, and I personally think that Max should be first right now, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go into the details about that Hamilton's fall, in Silverstone. It's racing. Those things happen. I'm not gonna say it was Hamilton's fault. I'm not gonna say it was Max's fault. I'm not gonna talk about the situation because I do not want to. Because if there's Hamilton fan watching this, then I don't want him to be annoyed at me because I just don't want to talk about that at all. So yeah, we're not gonna be talking about that on this channel. That situation happened. It's racing. Those type of things happen. And yeah, it's amazing to watch Hamilton versus Verstappen. It's great because in 2021, Red Bull have a great car and Mercedes have a good car. When you mash up those two together, it makes great races. We've seen Verstappen dominating a lot, but we've also seen Hamilton coming back a lot. And it's interesting. It's interesting seeing this type of fight because they're both fighting for the World Championship. And it's really good. I honestly love seeing that in racing. And as I was saying about George Russell, let me not get off topic. Sorry about that. I think George is a great driver. Still got a lot to prove. I think if he could get maybe to like a top team, maybe a top midfield team, if he could get into a midfield car or a top team, honestly, Russell would be getting podiums, wins. I think he'll do tremendously well. But at the same time, I don't want to hype him up too much because he's still young. Still got a lot of years. He's still got to mature a little bit, maybe a little bit, just a little bit. But I think he's, the talent is there. Like his racing is there. Like qualifying, he does amazingly well in qualifying. There will not be one day that George Russell doesn't make out of Q1. Honestly. It's absolutely amazing to see him do that with a Williams car, which is something that Lafferty does not do that much. I think. Yeah, I don't think Lafferty does that much. I don't think he comes out of qualifying that much because when Lafferty in Q1 probably would get top 10 and then, he would just get better results and then, yeah, he loses it. That's just the truth. But I think George Russell is another case. Because he actually has got the talent and he actually does very well. Honestly, I want to see George Russell win a world championship in 10 years, 20 years, whatever it takes. But if he wins a world champion, if he is a world champion one day, then I'll remember doing this video. But honestly, if it's between Valtteri Bottas or George Russell, it has to be George Russell. George Russell has to get into that Mercedes car in 2022. Because I will not be satisfied if I don't see him in a Mercedes car. He's done so well. And to not see him in a Mercedes car, it's an annoying thing. Because we haven't seen him in a Mercedes car yet. Yeah, we've seen him once when Lewis caught COVID. But that was last year, 2 years ago? That was long. I want to see George into that Mercedes car. A lot of people have said this, and I know I'm basically getting some off, you know, someone else's opinion, but that's also my opinion, because I think if George had a car top like a Red Bull or Mercedes or even a Ferrari would do, you know, or any midfield team's car, he would do amazingly well. He would be getting podiums, wins, everything. But it just depends if can he actually live up to the hype. I don't want to hype him up too much. I know I'm hyping him up a little bit too much right now, but it all depends on Russell. You know, it doesn't depend on me because I ain't a professional F1 driver. But if he can get to a Mercedes car, I think the minimum he should do as a second driver is fight for those podiums. The minimum, you know. And also Williams recently just had, you know, both their drivers finishing in the points, and I think that was amazing to see, honestly. And I think Williams should continue that. That should keep going on. And honestly, that keeps going on, I'm fine. Because honestly, I need to see Williams get their drivers in the points a lot more. Because honestly, I didn't expect it. Like Lafferty and George Russell to both finish in the points. You know, that's something that doesn't happen too much in races these days. But yeah, it was a great race. Lafferty did well and George Russell the same. And yeah, so hope you guys like that. That was me here, your host, in the first F1 video for F1 Cubic. Oh, wrong way around, sorry. Sometimes I get it wrong. Cubic F1. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe. This is a new channel. If I do some mistakes, you know, on my language or pronunciation, you know, I'm still getting into it. I've not done a YouTube video in so long, so yeah. So please like and subscribe. I'll be talking more about that soon. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.